What's the difference between a funny show and a serious one? This gun in my hand. Having interrupted a daring daytime robbery at Pasty Jewelers, Falk Zildjian, priceless hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, struggles to subdue the robber.
Hey, Falk, I need a word with you about next week's episode.
I'm busy at the moment, Gary.
Hey, you're Gary Mackinder, aren't you? Secret agent to the stars.
That's me.
I happen to be in the market for an agent and or business manager. Do you think we could,
Yeah, sure. Leave your CV with my secretary.
What's a CV?
Curriculum vitae. High-class name for a resume.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Take 5, Falk. I gotta talk to you.
Well, what do you want me to do, Gary? Let him go?
No, go ahead and talk. I'll stay here.
You'll run as soon as I let you go.
Let him go. I brought a stand-in for you. The two of them will keep wrestling.
I've never needed a stand-in before.
It's not because you need help to defeat the villain. The stand-in will just keep your robber busy so we can talk. He's a professional wrestler.
All right, but I don't want you to defeat him. Just delay him for a few minutes and then I can jump back in. This is not my first wrestling bout. I can follow the setup. But first, I like to know with whom I'm fighting, for liability purposes and the like. My name's Prosser, and you are? He calls himself the Glinter. Something to do with his attraction to shiny trinkets. That's why he steals jewelry. You should have put more thought into it. You could call yourself the Crow.
There's already a guy called...
It's not a stage name. It's my actual last name, Sam Glinter.
Oh, sorry.
And now Falk knows your full name. He can get information about you even if you get away. You really do need a manager.
Sorry.
Prosser, will you do the honors?
Quite.
Falk, I gotta put it to you straight. The show is stuck in a rut. We need to try something new. Something we haven't tried. Go places no trench coat wearing crime fighter has gone before. We gotta freshen up the joint.
What do you want to try?
Other genres. I've been looking at the top selling magazines and comic books for ideas. Trouble is, we've already done episodes about most of the popular topics. Westerns, detective tales, cosmic horror, the sports stories.
I think we've done enough wrestling episodes to cover sports.
Science fiction.
Episode 54, Lookout Moon.
Sword and sorcery.
Episode 14, Naked Save.
Haunted house mystery.
112.
War stories.
90. That covers war stories and giant monsters.
I know we've tried romance.
The less said, the better.
No, it works good as long as it's not about you. The episodes with Wordsmith and the Information are great. The genres we haven't tried are true confessions, espionage, or as a last resort, you could do non-fictional descriptions of new technologies. It'd be like Popular Mechanics on the air.
You want something fresh? I've got it. Comedy.
You know what? You might be onto something.
We've never tried that before.
Clearly. You're always focused on catching criminals. Very weighty matters.
No time for frivolity.
I know just the thing to juice it up. I've been listening to this show that's hilarious. A real laugh riot. Have you caught the James Frownerton discourse program lately?
That guy who comments on national news and world events? What station's he on? WRLD? Stands for World, right?
Originally it stood for Warlord, but they rebranded. Yeah, it was always boring until Frownerton got this new sidekick, the Jester. He really unlocked the potential of that show. I can't think of a funnier program on the air today.
The Jester? Now I'm starting to remember. Didn't the Jester kidnap James Frownerton? He stole equipment from WRLD Studios and he's broadcasting from a secret location where he's holding Frownerton.
Yeah.
How can you listen to that? Jester is a criminal. Not just a criminal, he was responsible for the murder of 500 residents of Santopolis when he released that lethal laughing gas.
I know I shouldn't listen. He's a bad guy, I know that. But you can't keep yourself in an echo chamber listening to people with your same opinion. You gotta keep tabs on what the other side thinks. Plus, he's so funny.
What do you need to know about their way of thinking? It's just murder and profit and greed and debauchery.
What station are you listening to with debauchery?
Never mind.
Anyway, we can compartmentalize these things in our minds. You set aside the mass murder and whatever motives the Jester's got. Apart from that, he's funny.
I guess I'm like the Titanic. Not all my compartments can be sealed off from each other.
It don't matter if you agree with him. Anyone can steal the Jester's shtick. First you get a straight man like Frownerton. He wouldn't know how to laugh if you put a gun to his head.
Which the jester proved on air.
Then all you need is a wise guy. Somebody who thinks fast and comes up with zingers and retorts. More importantly, someone who laughs all the time. No matter how ramrod straight the straight man is, no matter what he says, the sidekick finds it hilarious. 2/3 of what you hear on that program is the jester laughing. It's infectious. You can't help but laugh along with him.
I can.
Falk, Bubby, I think he's really onto something. This is the way of the future. Other radio stations are picking up on the formula. They have shows in the morning. It really peps you up to start your day laughing. You don't want it in the evening because laughing gets you wound up before bedtime. You can't sleep. They mix in funny sounds, horns and whistles and zany stuff like that. Sometimes animal sounds. A whole collection of animals. It sounds like they're broadcasting from an exotic animal farm or something.
A morning zoo, you might say.
I'd call it more of a menagerie. An aviary, maybe. A lot of bird calls. I'm telling you, this format is going to be big.
I can't imagine radio audiences would sit around listening to people laugh.
You'd be surprised.
Gary, nobody in a comedy show needs to laugh. They need to say things and do things that make the audience laugh. Get into sticky situations. You know, the boss yelling at you, the meek underling trying to follow orders and fumbling it due to misunderstandings.
The Blondie films ain't that funny. I can't imagine they'll stretch that gag longer than 1 or 2 pictures. Anyway, who are we going to get to write those situations or act it out? Who do we know with a sense of humor?
I can do it. I was born for this.
You? Falk, Bubby, I love you, but you ain't exactly built for comedy.
Why is it dangerous to walk through the woods between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know.
Because that's when elephants jump out of the trees.
I don't get it.
Let me finish. It's a 2-part joke. Why are alligators flat?
Am I supposed to answer?
Because they walk through the woods between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
That would be a dangerous one to tell on the air. You'll create another Cherry Pachyderm if some impressionable person hears it.
How about this one? What's the most important aspect of comedy? Timing.
Oh, I see.
If you do it right, you can tell that joke a second time with the exact same words and get another laugh. What's the most important aspect of comedy? Timing.
Guess you had to be there. See, if we could hear somebody laughing uproariously in response to your joke, it'd be funnier.
No, it wouldn't.
Try it again.
What's the most important aspect?
Just the punchline.
Oh, timing. You only found it funny the 3rd time?
No, I'm just priming the pump. People hear somebody laughing hard, they want to laugh along.
I don't think it works like that.
I know a great knock-knock joke. You start.
All right, knock, knock.
Who's there?
What?
Shall I?
Yes.
You gotta come up with something as good as that, Falk.
Bear walks into a bar and orders a whiskey. Bartender says, "Get out of here, we don't serve animals." And now a word from our sponsor.
Given the biases of our local newspapers, chances are you've only heard the jester described in a negative light as a maniacal mass murderer who robbed museums and toy factories, sabotaged roller coasters at the amusement park just outside of town, and became the state-appointed city manager of Parabellum City so he could change the chemicals in the water treatment system, thereby leaching more lead from the city's pipes into the drinking water, poisoning more people than if he had poured gallons of strychnine directly into the city water supply. But any reasonable person would see the benefit brought to society by the jester with his new financial services program. Yes, with Jester Financial Services, you can create a portfolio of investments based on key individuals dying or getting murdered. How will their deaths affect the value of their company's stock? Who will inherit their fortunes? Our advisors can help you craft a plan and manage your investments. Jester Financial Services can't guarantee that your investments will pay off, but in 79% of cases, the targets listed in our customers' portfolios have died in mysterious circumstances by sheer coincidence. Contact Jester Financial Services today.
Jester Financial Services belongs to several certifying organizations. Member ABCDEFG HIJK11OP. Data provided by Jester Financial Services is intended for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available in the funhouse at the abandoned amusement park just outside of town. The mushroom says, "Hey, I'm a fun guy."
Why would a bear say that?
You weren't paying attention, Gary. I finished the one about the bear 3 jokes ago. Excuse me, guys. You stepped on my line. We now return to Not Funny, episode 154 of This Gun in My Hand.
That's a lousy episode title. Imagine you're talking to somebody about what you heard on This Gun in My Hand. They ask which episode, and you say, the not funny one. Doesn't narrow it down at all.
You can imagine two people talking about This Gun in My Hand? It's inconceivable.
Pardon me. Would you mind if I give it a rest for half a tick? I'll swap out and my sister will keep the villain occupied.
In what way will she keep him occupied?
Wrestling, of course. Would you be a dear, Pris? Hey now, how's that fair? I start off wrestling Zildjian, then Prosser cuts in. Prosser. Now this dame, you guys get to take breaks and I don't.
Well, robbery isn't fair either.
Your sister's named Pris Prosser?
Prosser was my maiden name. No, I'm Pris Rideabout.
I would have stuck with Prosser.
Why you? Or...
I'm not really sold on the idea you should try comedy, Falk. But no matter which genre we pick, there's a tried and true method we should follow. You know the guy who writes Doc Salvage? Name's Lester Dent. He wrote a piece in Writer's Digest a few years back where he gives a winning formula for action stories.
A formula.
Yeah, it works for him, don't it? Doc Salvage is all over pulp mags and radio. Only a matter of time before they make cliffhanger serials about him.
The radio show only ran for 2 years. Maybe he's not the best role model for us.
Well, those pulps are going strong. Same principles ought to work for any storytelling medium. You break up the story into 4 parts. Keep raising the stakes, don't let up until the end. Use different villains each time. Give the villains different methods of killing. Different locations each time.
A 4-act structure?
What?
You said 4 parts. You're already going way out in left field by deviating from 3-act structure.
So what? That just makes it different from everybody else. How many acts do we usually have on This Gun in My Hand? 1 or 2 acts broken up by a commercial?
Having a commercial break doesn't necessarily mean the parts before it and after it are acts. It's when the main character has to reconsider and change direction because of new developments or discoveries. That's when you start a new act.
When do you become an expert in storytelling? I thought you were just a crime fighter.
Somebody has to make sure the spec scripts you accept from the most desperate amateur writers are worth producing.
I just think if there's a formula that's proven successful, we'd be fools not to use it.
Why are you set on finding some magical storytelling formula? It never works like that. You either have what it takes to tell compelling stories, or it's gonna flop.
Nah, I'm sure there's one weird trick.
You remember that episode where you fed all our old scripts into a robot and it excreted a 15-minute story full of glitches and nonsense?
It wasn't that bad. Look, my team will take care of the scripts. You give us thumbs up or thumbs down like you always have.
Fine. Let me finish wrestling this guy into submission and we can go home. Next to my hot plate, there's a can of cream of mushroom with my name on it.
I remember those days. Really annoying when you gotta write your name on stuff to keep roommates from eating it.
I don't have a roommate.
Well, la-dee-da. Look who can afford a room all to himself.
Mr. Glinter, I believe we can bring this struggle to an end. Couple of those necklaces and rings fell out of your pocket as we scuffled. Without even bending over to look at them, I can tell they're paste. They ain't worth 2 bits.
What? No.
See for yourself.
You're right.
I don't know why you expected expensive merchandise from a store called Pasty Jewelry.
I thought the word on the sign was pasty. One of those signs that just lists what they sell instead of the name of the store. You know, cold beer, liquor, numbers. Only in this case, I thought they sold meat and potatoes baked in pastry crust and jewelry.
Now that you mention it, the proprietor of the store, Pasty, used to run a lunch counter called Pasty's Pasties, but he got sick of customers pronouncing his name wrong like Pasty's Pasties. Or they'd come in asking for nipple covers and other accoutrements for strippers because they thought the place was Pasty's Pasties.
I wouldn't call pasties accoutrements.
What would you know about accoutrements, you...
Prosser, why do you have a standard English accent when Pris sounds Irish?
I grew up on London's Far East Side with my father, while Pris grew up in County Cork with Mum. Children of divorce in it.
Ah, sorry.
Wait, just hold on a second, sister. If they're just paste jewelry, then I didn't steal anything valuable. You can let me go.
It's still robbery. You're still going to jail.
That's not fair.
Robbery isn't fair.
We all learned at least one thing today, folks.
Formulas don't work?
Don't try to be something you're not.
Pasties and pasties are spelled the same way, but mean very different things.
We learned that once in a while, Falk can pull out a Yiddish word he didn't hear from me.
Which word was that?
Glitch.
Oh.
Are we going to try to end with a joke?
The episode's titled Not Funny, so...
Not funny. Episode 154 of This Gun in My Hand was stripped of all humor by Rob Northrup. This episode and all others are available on YouTube with automatically generated closed captions of dialogue. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, archives, and to buy my books, such as Sisyphus Eat Your Heart Out, available in paperback and ebook from Amazon. What keeps everyone around me from laughing? This gun in my hand. Blood? Blood? Not funny?